Hi, I'm Cheryl Hammond, and I'm here to talk to you about building Windows Store applications in the new Visual Studio 2012. Visual Studio 2012 is designed to go hand in hand with the new Windows applications. In addition to supporting your existing investments, those remain sound, and Visual Studio provides enhanced tools to allow your mixed teams to work together. You can build rich WPF applications more easily than ever with an enhanced editor. And Visual Studio 2012 is ready to set you up for the future. You have quick access to all the new features, the .NET Framework 4.5, enhanced C++ support, whatever you need. And most importantly, the ability to create great Windows Store applications with either XAML or HTML. Let's take a look at the paths that got us here. In the past, on Windows 7, you were able to build desktop applications, WPF, Windows Forms, Silverlight. All of those are still fully supported, as well as traditional browser-based applications. What's interesting in Windows 8 is that all of those technologies have a path to a development approach in Windows 8 Store applications that leverages the investments you've already made to create these incredibly innovative and immersive experiences. Regardless of your background, there's going to be a set of templates and libraries to get you there more quickly. Visual Studio 2012 provides you with great tools to build all of these kinds of applications. Visual Studio 2012 continues to be your home base to build those rich Windows applications. We have new features like solution round tripping. You can safely work on your existing code while staying compatible with earlier versions and other developers, but you can also move forward as soon as you're ready. The new WPF editor brings out some great new features. They used to be found only in Blend, but now they're in Visual Studio, and you can use those with existing or new WPF applications. So let's take a look at a demo of WPF showing some of those new features. Building Windows Store applications is really the largest opportunity for developers to create new, rich applications, a whole new approach to applications for users everywhere. Visual Studio 2012 provides very rich design time and debugging tools to help you build those applications rock solid. There's a new safe Windows runtime, WinRT. It's exposed to you via language projections, which allows you to use the language and markup format that works best for you. And if you're looking for the ultimate in performance, you can use WRL templates. From HTML with JavaScript to XAML and great languages, Visual Basic, Visual C#, Visual C++, whatever your developers are comfortable with, the store is waiting for your applications. For those of you with existing web development skills, you're going to find building Windows Store applications to be a very familiar experience. Visual Studio 2012 provides great templates to get started, and you'll find that you now have full access to the power of Windows Runtime. With the Windows library for JavaScript, you can make your applications look and feel amazing. You match the style of Windows Store applications. You control for common user experiences. You're designing now for touch as well as traditional input, and you can scale across all the form factors from small mobile devices to tablets to desktops. You're using modern patterns and interactive design tools. Fast, high-quality development. Let's take a look at developing a new Windows Store application with Windows and JavaScript. So at this point, we're going to focus on C# with XAML. But remember that you can also use Visual Basic or C++ with XAML or JavaScript. We're going to walk through some key features of Windows Store application development. We're going to see how familiar the development environment is, if you're familiar with C# and XAML technologies like WPF, and we'll see how we can leverage that experience and even use some of our existing code. Since .NET 4.0 and Silverlight 4 were introduced, it's been possible to target both Silverlight and the regular .NET framework with the same assembly. But if you've tried it, you'll find that Visual Studio 2010 does not exactly make that job easy for you. In particular, you had to make sure that you were writing to just the portable subset of the language and library features. Visual Studio 2012 makes this much easier for you. So in addition to Silverlight and .NET Framework 4.0, you can now create a portable library across .NET for Windows Store apps, Windows Phone, Xbox 360, multi-targeting your common core code base. It prevents you from using features that aren't available across all of your chosen platforms. So let's take a look at a demo where we use XAML and Visual Basic with a C# portable library to target multiple platforms. Before you start developing a Windows Store app, you need to also understand some of the Windows Store app user experience guidelines. The standard Windows Store app project templates will help you encapsulate those principles, and those are provided. Existing WPF developers may be used to a Windows and dialogue-based approach, but Windows Store apps are different. They encourage a page navigation model, and all applications are essentially full screen. You should also expect your application to be activated and deactivated, and managing states in between activations becomes very important. Finally, you need to think very carefully about things like screen resolution and orientation. The Windows Store apps guidelines have prescriptions for things like margins and font sizes. Those can change with resolution and orientation. Don't forget that on a tablet device, this is likely to change while your app is running. Let's take a look at a demo with the basic app framework of a C# Windows Store app. We'll be looking at references to the frameworks, the infrastructure, some types, and we'll demonstrate how to run the app on a local machine or in the simulator and the benefits of doing that. Contracts are a powerful mechanism in Windows 8. They allow the applications to interoperate with each other and with system services, regardless of the language and the technology that are used to build them. So using contracts, you can access system resources like the webcam, the audio, video devices. You can also integrate with services like Search and share that information with other applications. Now you have to opt into contracts and you have to declare that you are using them. So this ties in with another new feature of Windows 8, capabilities. The user needs to be able to trust the applications that they download and install on their devices. And part of this involves understanding exactly what the application is going to be able to do or do to or do with their system and what the application is going to do on their behalf. So to help with this, each application contains a manifest file that declares the capabilities that the application requires in order to run. Visual Studio makes it very easy to keep this manifest up to date with a handy visual updater. In the past, if you've written apps for Windows Phone 7 or Pixel Sense, or you've been exceptionally conscious of power management with your desktop apps, you may be familiar with the idea that your application doesn't just start up and run and quit, but it may be deactivated and then reactivated later. With WinRT, this activation model is going to be the norm for every application. We may be deactivated because the user has switched to another app. We may be activated through a contract, like interaction with Windows 8 Search. We're going to take a look at a demo of search integration, the standard search charm, how to enable the search integration capability, the search contract, and then also see how activation works with search. Visual Studio 2012 continues to be the development environment that you need to build great Windows applications. Whether you're supporting existing applications or building new great apps for the Windows Store, Visual Studio has the tools that you need to get started building them now, today, and get them out there.